Boss lady,
social media
boss
check-in.
lady, you tell me what we do now.
Tell them to give me a race. Emmanuel from Nigeria. My dad's elder sister applied for the U.S. Citizenship for him and his family since 2007. Now, December 19th, 2019, we received a letter from the NVC stating that they have received our approved immigrant visa petition from the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS. To ensure that we're prepared for the immigrant visa interview, and they wrote that the first step is to pay for the visa fees before we had bad news against the Nigeria ban. So I want to ask if my family is affected, or should we go on and pay the visa fees?
Don't pay the visa fees yet because, yes, you're affected.
Sheesh.
Unfortunately.
That sucks.
Yeah.
All right, this one has a little background. My husband is a Nigerian that is working in Kuwait, and he lives there for over 15 years. He just recently received an interview date for March 12th. Does he still attend the interview, or should he wait until the ban lifts?
Wait until the ban lifts.
Okay. There's a second part to this question, sorry. Our other question is, even though our other children there are in Kuwait, there was a dual citizenship that was originally...
Because if he's a citizen of Kuwait, then that's a different story.
I believe it's their children.
The children should be able to come because they're citizens of another country besides Nigeria.
Oh,
It's just the father's going to have a problem.
Okay.
Okay, Susan saying, hello, I'm Susan. Please, I have a son. He was born in the U.S. When I'm in the U.S., do I file for asylum and it was granted? Maybe when I was in the U.S., I filed for asylum and it was granted. I left the U.S. for 3 years. I left my son. Now wants to file for me now, and immigration has ordered a deportation letter to me, and I don't know if I just left my own since 1994. How can I go about it?
All right, so we got to find out, number one, whether, first of all, if you were ordered deported, then the asylum was not granted. And then we got to figure out, did you leave the country before you were ordered deported or after? Then if you left after, your son could file for you, except you're going to need a 212 waiver to return after a prior order of deportation. So we just have to look into your case and we'll figure it out.
Okay, next one comes from Olive McLeod, and she asks, what could be the cause of someone's W-2 being done for a couple? One set is accepted, but the same set for the other person is rejected.
Well, you only get a W-2 for one person. There's no W-2 for a couple, because the W-2 is just what you earned, not what your family earned. So I'm not sure what else is there about it, but it's obviously some sort of tax return that got filed and was rejected, but you don't get a W-2, the same W-2 for two different people, right?
Not sure. I mean, I just read it. No.
All right, so she's got to confirm a little more.
Details.
Okay, Tanya saying, my husband passed away and I'm self-petitioning for myself and my daughter. Do I need an affidavit of support?
No.
All right, Tashi Boo Williams asks, is it now becoming an immigration concern for persons getting married in a courthouse? Is it legal for a person to travel to the U.S. on a visitor's visa to get married to a U.S. citizen, then return to their home country after marriage?
No, it is not legal to come on a visitor's visa and get married. If your intention is to come on a visitor's visa and get married, you're making a misrepresentation.
Okay, Demore saying, I've submitted an AOS in preparation for an eventual interview. Question 1, does my wife and I have to file taxes jointly for the purpose of process? I would have to send my passport to the IRS or an ITN number, and it takes some time to be returned, and I definitely need it if the interview comes up.
You don't need to send your passport to the IRS for a tax identification number. Photocopies are fine.
Okay, second, is there another option to file taxes without problem from USCIS with the interview?
You need to file joint tax returns.
This one comes from Tamikwa2. She asks, submitted my family-based AOS petition last November, and I am waiting for an interview to be scheduled. For the interview, would I need to fill out and bring the new public charge affidavit to the interview?
If your adjustment application was filed before February 24th, no.
Okay, Louise saying, did my biometrics last November 2019 for my AOS family-based petition? When can I expect to receive the EAD? I'm from California. Thank you, Sir Brad. You're the best.
Thank you. I don't know the answer when you would get it, but presumably about 6 months from the time that you filed your adjustment.
All right, next one comes from Claudette Fisher. She says, hey Brad, I made a mistake on my DS-160. Do I create a new application and resubmit, which would have given me a new application ID? Should I also cancel and reschedule the appointment as the DS-160 would have had the old application ID?
I don't know what you submitted, but you can't just submit a new application and pretend the first one doesn't exist anymore, which it sounds like what she wants to do. So I think you need to have a consultation with us. If there's some sort of misrepresentation, then we got to deal with it. If it's just an error, we can write a letter and fix the error. But you're not going to take an application away and redo a new one.
Okay, Classic World saying, I'm waiting an N400 interview. Do I have to file jointly even though I joint taxes for 3 years already?
Yes.
Ma Caitlin Joy Villacorta asks, my husband filed an I-130 petition for me in December. I didn't submit the medical examination requirement along with the other documents when we filed. Can I take the medical exam anytime now?
You can do it before your interview.
Raid K saying, I have 2 questions. If you traveled to the U.S. on May 11, 2019, and Homeland did not stamp a returning date back to Jamaica, however, stayed for 6 months, then returned on November 11, 2019, and now want to travel again soon, would they have an issue entering the country?
Yes, because you were here through November 2019 for 6 months. We're now March, 4 months later. They're going to say you're using a visitor's visa to live here.
Okay, and someone just received their visa 2 years ago and traveled a couple of times, however, stayed 3 or 4 months, came back to Jamaica in May 2019. Then upon entering the country a week ago, they turned him back saying he changed his ticket twice and they think he's working, so they canceled his visa. What can he do?
He needs to go to the U.S. Embassy and fight it out, but before he does that, he needs to have a consultation first.
All right, this one comes from Adeji Bello. He says, hi Brad, I got my green card last year. However, my wife went behind my back to apply for food stamps. Will this affect my 10-year renewal and my citizenship application?
No.
Layla saying, accepting documents at NVC is taking forever. Can I request to expedite my case? My son will be 20 in September.
No.
And the next one comes from David Abuyami. He says, hello squad, I'm a Nigerian on an F1 visa and still in status. Will the ban affect someone like me who wants to wish to apply for adjustment of status through marriage?
No, it only applies to immigrant visas in Nigeria, not adjustment here.
Ken Kibet saying, I applied for a VAWA August 2018, got an RFE request, sent it in, and got a receipt October 2018. How much longer do I have to wait to get an answer about my VAWA case?
There it is.
Ken Kibitz.
There you go, Ken Kibet.
Ken Kibitz submitted an RFE. No idea anything about his case. I just know that he responded somehow. When will immigration respond to Ken Kibitz? Magic 8 Ball. It says, signs point to soon.
Oh,
That's
all
what
right.
there's
Hope.
So I know as much as the Magic 8 Ball, so I go with the Magic 8 Ball right now.
All right.
How long is it usually for VAWA?
It could be anywhere from 4 months to well over a year.
So he got it 2018. He got the receipt. He
He's responded to an RFE only a few months ago.
So he applied for VAWA August 2018, got the RFE request, sent it in, and got a receipt October 2018.
What was the RFE request? Was it for initial evidence? Was it for addition? I don't know anything about it.
Right.
How would I know? I don't even know what he submitted. Magic 8 Ball. Now that Yo-Yo has clarified, and reiterated, do we have any more information for Ken Kibitz? Without a doubt, no. I'm just telling you what. This Magic 8 Ball is amazing.
All right, last one to wrap up social media check-in comes from Daniel Cadalis, and he says, hi, Brad. Is it possible to ask NVC to schedule my wife and two of the children on the same date because I filed separately and all documents are accepted and are waiting for appointment to schedule level?
Yeah, that's hard to get everybody together. I think your best bet would be to let the NVC transfer everything and just let everybody go separately, because to try to put it together, you're going to really bang your head against the wall. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.